Hey guys, it's Jessica from Peace Love Books, and today I'm here with a new reading vlog, reading new releases. I've really loved doing these reading vlogs. I've done 2, I think, already this year. I have so many arcs and I'm horrible at reading them on time and I need to be better. So I have, I think, like 5 or 6 options for this video. I'm not going to be able to get to all of them. I know that for sure, but we'll see what I get to. So I, for sure, want to read The Neighbor Favor by Christina Forest. This was on my last one. I had to push it back. It comes out at the end of this month. And he is a fantasy writer and she wants to be a children's book editor, I think, and she's a huge fan of his. I think it's they like know each other in person and they're secretly talking online and don't know it's each other. So highly anticipating this, and it's super high on my TBR. So the next one is Wild Ever After by Rebecca Genchak. This actually came out on Tuesday, the day I'm filming this. Today's Wednesday. It came out yesterday, and this one is a hockey marriage of convenience romance, and it's the coach's daughter's best friend. So I really want to read more Rebecca Genchak. I read her Christmas novellas and I really like them, and I've been dying for more hockey. So I have this. I also have Katarina Mura's new one. I'll pop the photo here. No idea what it's about, but it's on my TBR. And I have Hail Mary by Candy Steiner, which is a roommates. I'm pretty sure they hate each other as well. This just dropped on my Kindle yesterday. Comes out in a week. This I'm definitely reading for this video. I feel like I also have one more that I could possibly read, and now I'm blanking on what that is. Oh, I have a historical. I have to read Lorraine Heath's new historical romance. So I'll put the photo here. I for sure want to read this because I need to have a historical on this list. It was either Scarlett Peckham or Lorraine Heath, and my patrons picked me to read the Lorraine Heath one. This one I know is about a guy who I think he tries to, like, I think he's a spy. Or she's a spy. One of them's a spy, and they're trying to discover if the other one is cheating with a spouse of someone that hired them. And it's really, I think it's the hero who's helping women get out of bad situations. He's not actually cheating with them. He's like helping rescue them from abusive husbands. So I'm pretty sure that's the synopsis of this. And I'm very excited. I love Lorraine Heath. I didn't love her last release, so I have higher hopes for this one. Hoping that I'll love it more. But those are the bazillion early copies I have to read. It's too much. The end of January was absolutely nuts for me, and now we're back. I had like a week rest, and now we're back to having to read all these new releases. So I needed to be better at not requesting, even though these are always my favorite authors that I'm getting books from, or authors that I've been dying to read. So we'll see how this goes. So I'm gonna go, I had to go work out. I'm gonna start Katarina Mura's first, I think, because that's already come out. Like, that came out last week. And Cheyenne is interviewing her on Friday. So I wanna get this one read. So I'm gonna start this one first, and we'll see what it's about. Hello. Normally I'm in better lighting, but like Miss Darcy's in my spot where I normally film. But hi. It is currently Thursday, so a day after I filmed the intro to this video. It was conferences today, so I just got home and it's 8:15 and literally let the dogs out, ate some Skittles, and went upstairs. And I was like, dogs, we're going to bed. So I have both of them here. Look at Miss Lily. She's so precious. I love her. I like, we'll put some PJs, like it's too warm today to wear this, so it's here, and she loves using it as a blanket. Literally have a blanket here, sweatshirt, some pants I was wearing the other day. Lily loves curling up and like everything. So I'm actually really far into the book so far. I am halfway through the Katarina Mura, and it's really good. But with all of her books, they like kind of hit a lull in the middle, because like now they're just together, and I'm like, where was that like tension and like suspense in them getting together? Like the first half was just so good. He throws money around for her, and he is a millionaire. He owns a company. She's a secretary, and she was like going on a date with someone else, and he's like, no you aren't. And now they've already entered in the marriage of convenience, because he's like, you're the only one I could see myself even being able to bear for 3 years, and we're gonna get married. And so she's like, what? And they set a deal, and they're gonna be married for the next 3 years. They already got married, and now we're just there. And I'm like, okay, so we have a little bit of a conflict now. Like a lot of times now it's just external conflict affecting the relationship, and like they haven't actually like fully admitted they're into each other, but like they basically have. So her books definitely, I've noticed since I've read 4, this is my 4th one in the past 2 months, month and a half, it's only the 9th of February. She definitely has that kind of same plot structure where there's like a lot of drama and angst, not like super angsty, but like, oh, they like don't want each other, but they really want each other, and then by halfway through they're pretty much together, and then there's other conflicts, whether it's affecting the relationship or them dealing with something together externally. So we'll see how the rest of it goes though. I just love Marriage of Conveniences so much, so this one's really good. It's making me want to do a Marriage of Convenience video, but I have to read Hail Mary after this because that's coming out next week, so absolutely have to read that arc so I can get it read early, and then we'll see what I end up reading next. I'm excited, but so far I'm really enjoying Katarina Mura. I really enjoy her as an author, and I'm so excited. Tomorrow's Friday. Finally, I am getting my haircut tomorrow. I'm going to Disney next week, so I want to get my haircut today. And then Saturday, Sunday's gonna be spent catching up on filming, so I have to film for 2 weeks since I will be gone next weekend, and reading, and it's gonna be a nice catch-up weekend. I have an exciting meeting planned with someone to chat things. I am scheduling some exciting live shows, so lots of really exciting things in my future that I'm excited for. I keep on saying exciting, but I'm very optimistic about this weekend and all the things I'm planning, and I'm just excited for new projects for my channel because I have a new video series I'm doing for my patrons and members, which are like chatty get ready with me videos, which I'm very excited to start planning those out, and then a new interview series I'm doing with not authors, which I'm very excited for this. It's gonna be in March, and I've already told my patrons about it and they're very excited too. So I'm scheduling those, and it's just gonna be a very productive weekend. Like I wanna get a lot done planning wise and like setting things in motion, so we'll see if that happens. But I need to go wash off my face and get in bed and read. I wanna just read for the rest of the night because I deserve it. My camera might be a little crooked, but that's how it's gonna sit here, so do I move it just a little bit so it's straight? There we go. Okay, hi. It is Friday. I have my Hello Lovely Trope of the Month box I want to update. I wanted to open really quickly. This one is a waffle cone chapstick. They always put a chapstick in here, and then I do know, I'm pretty sure I know which one this is, because Becca, oh, it's not. Okay. I guess she showed me like one later on, because I was like, I'm pretty sure Becca sent me a cover. She wanted to, Becca owns Hello Lovely. She had a cover she sent me that was gorgeous. I almost spoiled that one, but it's not this. This one is the 1 month boyfriend. So this one is fake dating my enemy is bitter, but revenge against my ex is sweet. It's fake dating her enemy to get back at her ex. So I'm really excited that Hello Lovely does a lot of, oh, and it's signed, actually signed. Hello Lovely's a lot of books where it's either really well known or like I've never heard of it before. So I've never heard of Roxy Noir, but I'm very excited. I really love this cover though too. This is really cute. I like. So, ooh, it's her ex-fiance. I was like, is this new adult? He's hometown's golden boy, the Marine who came back to rescue kittens from trees and walk old ladies across the street, and she's the awkward new girl who freezes up around strangers. I want to do maybe like a vlog reading some of the books that have been in the Trope of the Month box because I feel like it's great to find new authors that way. So I am a rep for them. Use my code PEACE15 if you ever buy from them, but just want to show this real quick, and I have to go and film a video right now because it's Friday. I'm leaving for Disney on Thursday next week, so I have to really like film a lot this weekend. So I'm gonna go. Good morning, everybody. It is currently Sunday, and I have some reading updates for you. Both dogs decided to get up. So if you hear that clacking, that's Lily. I have some reading updates for you. I finished the Katarina Mura and I'm giving that one 4 stars. Like I said with a lot of her books, they get together pretty early on. Then the conflict is like something else. And I did really love the ending. Katarina Mura has really good twists in her books near the end. So this one had a really good twist. And it was cute how the heroes, all of her heroes fall like head over heels really hard for their heroines. And they have to be married. And I really love a good marriage of convenience. She writes them really well. But I get a little bored with the romance once we get halfway through and they decide to be together, and then it's just like some more conflicts with them already together. So those aren't always my favorites, and she does that a lot. So 4 stars for this one. I still think Bittersweet Memories is my favorite, but if you want a good marriage of convenience with meddling family, this one is definitely for you. They always need out. If my dogs ever take forever outside, I just sit on the floor and wait for them. So I will go ahead and chat with you here. I've started Hail Mary on my run today, and oh my goodness, it's so good. So they were actually talking when they were younger. It kind of reminds me of a Cinderella story. So they meet over Xbox Live, and she's like super into games and stuff, and she loves tattoos, though she hasn't had one yet. She really likes like designing them, and she's like not popular at all though, and he is like golden boy football star, and they like start talking online. She knows who he is, he doesn't know who she is, and then he humiliates her at school, and she blocks him and doesn't talk to him again. He doesn't even know that it was her. And so now it's 7 years later and they're in college and she has to move in with him. So she lives across the street with one of the girls from the previous books, and her apartment gets flooded, so she has nowhere to go, and they're like, stay with us. And he's like super into her, and she's like, you literally broke my heart. He has no idea it's her. So that's where it's so far. I love the heroine so much, and I really love the hero. He's really sweet, even though he was a jerk like that in high school, and you know, he did that just to make face with his friends. But overall, I'm loving it so far. So I'm 15% in. I'm about to sit down with the dogs once they come back inside from being outside, and reading some more this morning. I'm not letting myself do any work. No editing, no filming until after lunch. So I'm excited to read more. Hi guys, it is Tuesday and I wanted to get this vlog done by Friday. However, I've been stressed. So I leave for Disney and I'm going Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then coming back on Monday. There's supposed to be some severe thunderstorms going through Ohio, specifically Columbus, on Thursday morning, which is exactly when we leave. And I'm flying to Atlanta to meet Tori, and my sister and I are flying out there, and our plan was to meet her. She'll pick us up on her way through and we'll go to Orlando together because that was cheaper than flying in and out of Orlando. For some reason those tickets are expensive. However, on Southwest, that's the only direct flight for the day, so if anything happens, we're pretty much screwed, or we have to wait forever and do a layover and get to Atlanta late, and we'll get to Orlando super late. So we decided to not take any chances, pay a little bit of extra money, and go in the night before on a layover flight, which we were trying to avoid. But at least in that case, if anything's delayed, like, it's totally fine, hopefully. So I have like a lot of nervousness when it comes to flying and flights and everything like that, and like being canceled, because I've had one bad experience where I was literally stranded in an airport for 8 hours. So, and it's just like, you feel so helpless and you're literally stuck. I was stuck in Denver for 8 hours. So that was literally almost a year ago exactly. And I'm like not over it. I've flown a bunch since then and never had any issues, but like literally we all got on a plane and they said the pilot never showed up and we all had to get off and the flight was canceled. So not a fun experience. I've been a little stressed about that. And I stayed up way too late last night looking at the weather apps, deciding and not deciding. Finally decided, and then we're like, well, we do want to check a bag now that it's a layover flight, because like, what if they lose it? So once I get to Orlando, once I get to Atlanta, I'll be fine. But that means we're gonna land in Atlanta at midnight. So I had to pack everything today. because I'm leaving tomorrow night and I have to work tomorrow still. So I have not been able to read a lot. I've just been a little stressed. Like yesterday, I barely read anything. I also had to read Saint by Sarah Simone for my Patreon book club, which was last night. So I had to put this on pause, but I am 65% into Hail Mary and I'm really liking it. I think I'm actually 70% in now because I did get to work out today, which I also won't be able to work out now until Tuesday of next week. Ugh, taking a week off is gonna kill me. I mean, I'm gonna get like a bazillion steps at Disney, but anyways, I'm really loving Hail Mary. There's just a lot of angst because he hurt her so badly when they were in high school and he didn't even know that he did. So now I love Mary. I love her character. I love how she's a tattoo artist. I love how she gave him a tattoo and he's adorable. Like he is so head over heels in love with her and I think it's so cute. And I'm nervous though because I'm 70% in, like they're together. So I'm like, please don't have a third act breakup. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm a little nervous. But then I'm like, also don't be happy and in love for 30% because like what's the point in that? So we'll see how the rest goes. This does come out tomorrow, so I am technically reading it on time, even though this vlog's not going to go up until next week, but that's just what I wanted to update you on. We have a field trip tomorrow too, so it's going to be a really hectic day, but hopefully it's a good one. And next time I talk to you, it's gonna be after Disney. I will go to future me now and see how much I've read. Good morning. Darcy just came up. Hi, I'm in a spot I normally am not in. I am working from home this week, so I haven't worked from home since 2020 when everything like, you know, happened. And now we had an issue with our building, so we're closed for the week. And Monday and Tuesday we just had completely off from school, hoping we'd have our situation fixed. It's not. So we are asynchronous today. That means I just post everything to a Google Classroom for all 3 of my classes that I have. I teach 5 classes, but I have 3 preps, so I have 3 classes to prepare for every day. Honors 10, yearbook, and guided reading. So I posted everything to Google Classroom this morning, so I had to work yesterday to get all that ready to post this morning, and so they're working throughout the day. It is currently almost 11, and I've got like 5 in each class done. Not high hopes for guided reading. Ooh, 1 person turned in their work. Okay, it's like, you know what kids are going to be actually on and doing their work. So and the other class 0. Okay, which is fine. You know what, it's fine. Half these kids are probably not even awake yet. So tomorrow though and Friday we are doing Zoom bell schedule. So we had to be on Zoom with our kids, teaching them for the next few days during our class periods. So I prepped all that for Thursday, and I'm just about to sit down and prep Friday and be on Zoom with them the whole time. Darcy's already trying to get in stuff she shouldn't be. But anyways, so we'll see how this week goes. But I am here because it's time to come back to this vlog. I took about a week and a half off because I was on vacation, and then I had to do a couple rereads and other stuff I had to read. So I'm back reading these new releases. I do think I've updated you on everything I've finished so far, but I have 2 books left I want to read for this vlog. I have Christina Forest, and then I have Lorraine Heath. So I am 40% into Christina Forest book, and it is really cute so far. So the beginning went by really fast because it's epistolary. So she reaches out to her favorite fantasy author. She's a very reserved, shy, awkward person, especially when it comes to like dating and stuff. She's very, very awkward, and she acknowledges that, but she still really puts herself out there and tries to date, and she gets set up by like people from her sisters, which I have looked, and each of her sisters are gonna get a book, which I'm very excited for. And she decides to write to one of her favorite authors because she's working for a nonfiction publisher and she hates her job and she always wants to get into children's publishing and she can't. So she just messages him, and then they start talking and really like each other, and then he ghosts her. So, and now we fast forward about a year and she's still trying to date. She was like horrified that he ghosted her, and he is her new neighbor, and they do not know that they were the ones they were talking to. So it is so cute so far. I love all like the literary stuff in here about how he is a writer and she loves books and loves reading, and they like name drop some famous like fantasy authors. So it's just such a cute time so far, and I'm loving it. So I'm gonna hopefully finish it today. We'll see. And then I'm gonna read Lorraine Heath's, and that'll be on this vlog. I don't even remember the books I've read for this vlog, honestly, because it's been so long, but hopefully I have more time to read today. I have a lot to do today, so hopefully I can get it all done. Hello everybody. It is Sunday. It is way later than I wanted this video to go. I did have to read a book club book on Saturday, so I did that and I filmed a day in my life for my patrons. So if you're a patron, that is up for you. But I finished Christina Forest's book and today was a day. I'm a little exhausted. I went to an author event today. I got to see Julia Quinn. She's speaking at the Columbus Library, and they didn't really like market the event. I didn't even know until my principal told me. He's like, by the way, like, I know you're into this, because he remembers when I went on the Netflix trip last year for it. And he's like, my daughter's going. And I was like, are you sure Julia Quinn's coming to the Columbus Library? Because I feel like I would have known about that. She was. They like were not advertising, but there were well over 100 people there. She did her talk at 2. It started at 2, so I got there at 1:15. It was already packed. She spoke for 30 minutes, which she was lovely. I love her. She did a Q&A for 30 minutes and was signing. And the signing was a disaster. It was so poorly organized. They didn't have a plan. They were just like, oh yeah, she's signing. I was like, you have like over 200 people here and you don't know, like, they didn't even know where the line was. And so everyone was just in a big crowd. I didn't want to like be a jerk, so I went to the part that ended up in a line, but it was like the line after the crowd. So I was like 30 from the end. They finally figured out how to snake us, and by then it was like 15-20 minutes into the signing, and we didn't move for a good 40 minutes. We just were in the same spot for that long. And initially you could get 2 books signed, and then at that point when we had moved, I think I moved like 5 feet in 40 minutes, they were like, it's taking longer than we thought, so we're gonna do 1 book and you can't pose for pictures, you can only get a photo as you're getting a book signed. And I'm like, okay. And then they came around at 4 where it snaked 3 times to the library, and we were in the 3rd snake, and they were like, oh, and we just got past the 3rd snake, so we're in the 2nd snake part. She has to leave at 4:30 to catch a flight. There were 30 minutes left in the signing, well over 100 people she still hadn't signed books for. So at that point, I was like, I've already been here for an hour. I want to see her. So I stayed, and they should have just initially saw the crowd, said 1 book signed and we'll take photos as you are signing. That's how Joseph Beth does all their signings, and that should have been their plan. They should have had a line set up already where you were lining up. Well, they should have probably, honestly, with that big of a crowd, had some sort of number system, but you know, they didn't think that far ahead. So the people who waited the least got the most time with her and the most books signed, and us who were there for over an hour and a half waiting in line, literally I spoke with her for 5 seconds. Like I got to her table at 4:30 when they said they were cutting off, and there were still 30 people behind me, and they were like, she'll stay another 10 minutes to get through all of you. So that was very, very kind of her, because I'm sure she was hustling to get to the airport on time. But I literally like handed her my book. She signed, looked at my shirt and said, oh, cute shirt, looked at my face and was like, I know you, because I've chatted with her on Instagram before. We did our read along for the Bridgertons before the Bridgerton show came out, so it was before like she was like impossible to talk to, like huge, and because I'm sure she gets like flooded with messages now. So she was like always a very famous historical romance author, but that's just like I chat with Eloisa James, Lorraine Heath, like she was not on the caliber that she is yet. So I also did the Netflix thing. I don't know if she ever saw that, but I did get to react to Bridgerton season 2. And I did like get to ask her a question in one of those things. So I don't know if she had recognized me from that. But then I was like, oh yeah, great seeing you. And then I had to leave because I didn't want to take up any time from anybody behind me, because I knew they were feeling as stressed out as I was. I felt bad the person in front of me drove 4 hours from Michigan for the event to see her, and they got 5 seconds with her. I just felt really bad for those people, and then I left, and that was it. And she left, and I posted an Instagram photo, and she actually responded and said that she finally like placed my face with where she knew me from, and she said she made her flight and she's sorry that she had a rush. So it was just an emotional roller coaster, because I was so frustrated the whole time, and then freaking out that I wasn't actually going to see her, counting down, and it was very poorly managed. And as someone who goes to so many book signings, and as a huge, like the Columbus Library is a big library, it's downtown, it's big, they should have been able to manage a signing like that and had a game plan, but they didn't. So that was very disappointing. But I'm like exhausted. I'm so tired, and after working from home for a week, I have to go back to school tomorrow, and it's gonna be a lot of prep because we haven't been in our classrooms for a week. So I did start, so I actually have 2 books that I'm gonna tack on another book for this reading vlog. So I have Lorraine Heath. I'm only like 20 pages in. I'm really enjoying it. I should have brought this with me to the signing, but I didn't think it would be that much of a wait. I ended up downloading my KU book on my phone, so it's fine. But I'm 20 pages in. Cute so far. I did finish the Christina Forest. I'm giving it 4 stars. I think that it was really good. I loved her relationship with her sisters. She was living with her one sister because she is not making that great of money as an editorial assistant, and she cannot find a new job where she wants. She's never being promoted by her like horrible boss, and so she's living with her sister who like travels all over. I'm really excited for their books. I know the other 2 sisters do get books. The one is engaged in this book. We know if something's gonna happen if she gets another book, and the other one's a single mom, so I'm very excited. And there was one point that reminded me of How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, where she brought the hero home to a family barbecue, and like he got really close with the family, and it was really sweet. I do think that the hero was being a little too much with the fact that he didn't want anybody to know about his pen name. And to be fair, he has a lot of trauma from his childhood and his father specifically, and didn't want them to know he was successful. But it was really adorable how they fell for each other. And then it was just a little annoying how much he was pushing her away too in the beginning, especially when he figured out like who she was. But it was really great. Like so much bookish content, which I love. I really like it when they name drop really popular authors, and just if you love books, I think you'd really like this book. So I gave it 4 stars. I am gonna chat with her on my channel before this comes out. I have a live show with Christina Forest on Wednesday the 8th. So very excited to chat with her. And yeah, I did also start listening to the audiobook by Tessa Hale. She is a paranormal Why Choose author. I stumbled across her book, like the Lost Elemental series, I think, and then got on her ARC list. So I did get a audio ARC, so she sent that out, and I got to list similar to how I did like Powerless by Elsie Silver. So that's really exciting. I really love when authors prioritize their audiobooks. So I'm listening to this, and it's another Why Choose, but it's first in a new series. And this one, she it starts out at a funeral for her father, and she sees Colt, who she grew up with, and he feels like really bad for her, and you know, like he's gonna be important later. And then she grows, it's like more so her growing up, and now she's 17, still living with her mom, who is horrible to her, like absolutely horrible. So she was like, you automatically can tell she's being abused. She can't like really walk that well at work because her back is all bruised, and she can't like move really well, and people like know what's going on but they don't say anything. And Colt shows up, and he's like, I'm gonna take you. And Ronan is there, and Ronan had met her at the diner she works at, and so these 2 guys take her on a private plane and take her, and she was reluctant at first, but then they're like, really, we need to like just give you a good life. So they take her to like their mansion, and a couple other guys are living there, and I'm pretty sure the paranormal element is that all of them are shifters of some kind. And we just got to a scene where I think one of them is a wolf shifter. So I'm really excited. And she's like, I don't know why I'm having feelings for all of these guys. And it's just so fun. Like, I love books like this. So just like with the Tate James series, Why Choose, I just love finding just fun Why Choose romances. And I really do miss paranormal romances. I want to read more. And this one's just like scratching that itch that I have. So I've read another one of her trilogies, and they're very short and quick and end on cliffhangers. So I need to keep in mind that this will probably end in a cliffhanger, will not have all the answers I need. But I really love Colt and her relationship, and her relationship, I think there's 4 guys. There was another guy that I don't know was gonna like become part of them, but they were like getting jealous of him talking to her, so we'll see. But it's fun so far, so I'm gonna finish that definitely for this vlog, and finish Lorraine and call this a day finally, because it's been like 3 weeks that I've been trying to film this, so hopefully I can finally finish. Hello. It is later, but I'm back to work, back in the building. Been a bit busy, but I did finish Legacy of Shadows, and I really liked it. It was a 7-hour audiobook, and I finished it pretty quickly, and it was a lot of fun. I really like how Tessa Hale has very different heroes, so they're really easy to pick out, and typically she has a damaged one, and I really like the damaged one in this one, and he was fun. I really liked his dynamic with the heroine, and her dynamic with someone she actually had a past with. And what I really like about her books too is that typically the heroine is new to the paranormal world, so it's really easy as a reader to get into it and learn things. along with the heroine. And so in this one, you know things are gonna happen in book 2 because right now there are certain things that are going on. There's definitely a big cliffhanger and you're like, okay, well, this is gonna happen in book 2, like it has to. And she is gonna develop her relationship more with the guys, and she's like, I can't believe I have feelings for multiple people. She's like, oh my gosh, like what does that mean about me? And then you realize like it's paranormal. So typically in paranormal, why choose, it has like something to do with like being mates. So I really like this one. I made it 4.5 stars, and they're just like really fun though. So I had so much fun. Really a great like break from all the books I'm reading. Highly recommend checking out Tess the Hale if you haven't yet. And this book when it comes out, I'm not sure when it does, but it comes, I'll link it in Amazon down below, so in the description box like I always do, so check that out. I am also reading more. I want to finish this by tomorrow, so I am trying to finish this. It's so good though. So he helps women like leave their husbands, and he basically does that by ruining their reputation so that they can get a divorce. And the heroine, they are so into each other. Like I really like it when they have this just like inexplicable attraction and obsession with one another, and they have that, and she's still pretending to be his maid, and obviously he's gonna figure out like who she really is. So I'm excited to see where this goes. It's so fun right now. Like he's finally confronting her about certain things, and I'm like 150 pages in, so I have about 200 pages left. I actually just ordered the finished copy so that I could have it in my collection because I love myself a Lorraine Heath historical romance. So I'm enjoying it. I love their dynamic. I'm gonna read more. Definitely such a unique plot, but like so good. Lorraine Heath writes such interesting and unique heroes and heroines, so I'm gonna read more. Hi guys, so I just filmed a video and I am here to wrap up this vlog. I finally finished my Lorraine Heath book, which I just talked about in that video, and I'm giving it 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed how this book played out. I love the relationship between the hero and heroine and how they had a very passionate romance, and the hero found himself falling for her. They both have different hardships with their parents, which really affects how they love, and I liked how they had to deal with that, and how the hero also had to deal with not pushing her away and things that happen at the end. And there's definitely a murder mystery involved too, which I really love. Someone ended up dying and they think it's the hero's fault, so then the heroine puts her investigative skills to use, which I really loved, and it's just very emotional at the end. And I really liked how we got to know more about the heroine's aunt as well and her relationship with her, even though she lost her mom and her dad's gone, and just seeing that relationship I really love. I really love seeing parental relationships positively in historical romances because it's not always positive or they're dead. And so while it was her aunt, she had a really close relationship with her. So this was a lot of fun. Lots of just hijinks involved, a heroine who doesn't listen to society's rules, which Lorraine Heath is very well known for. So I really enjoyed this one and I would check it out. I'm excited for book 2. And that's the end of this vlog, so make sure you check out all the new releases. I will link them all down below. I'm sorry it took forever, but I read a decent amount of books for this vlog, so let me know if you read these and what new releases you've been reading. And that's all I have. As always, thank you so much for watching and have a good day. Bye.